Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in this video today, I'm going to be reacting to your unpopular design opinions. I reached out to you all on Instagram for your unpopular design opinions to see what you all had to say, and you let me know some opinions that you had that were controversial. And I thought in this video, I am going to react to them and let you know if I agree or maybe disagree respectfully with my own followers. So let's get to it. Okay, first up on my list is Jordan Swells. Jordan Swells says, I hate open concept. Okay, I get this one a lot. There was a lot of people that didn't like open concept. It is an unpopular design opinion because it really is a popular trend that has been around, I would say, for a good 20 years now, where it has been sort of the most popular way of constructing sort of the kitchen, especially just the kitchen and the living room and putting them together. But I do think there is some pushback, and a lot of people are preferring the sort of traditional layout, the traditional floor plan, where sort of you have a little bit more of some sort of segregated rooms. I hear you, Jordan. I understand, unpopular as it may be. What do I think though? I disagree with you. I actually quite like open concept a lot. And I think the reason is because I think it's more conducive to how a lot of people live nowadays. So a lot of people, you know, they have kids and they kind of want to be in the living room and also kind of keep things a little bit more multi-purpose, or maybe you've got kids in the kitchen or kids in the living room while you're cooking dinner. You know, you have the dining area right off of the kitchen, and you know, you didn't have that sort of formal dining room anymore like you kind of saw in previous sort of decades past, where you'd kind of have kind of a separate, more formal space. People are living in smaller homes in many ways, and they're looking for each room to do more. So I personally see that the open concept thing is not really going away. So I respect your opinion, Jordan, but I am going to disagree. Now, I will say that maybe what the pandemic has sort of showed is that a lot of people are looking for more sectioned off spaces because they're looking for more privacy. And I do think there is more of that happening for sure, like the dedicated office perhaps. You know, the den is kind of making a comeback. Definitely more kind of multifunctional, or pantries kind of going above and beyond just sort of regular cupboard space for your dry goods and becoming a little bit more, you know, we got appliances in there because people kind of like the idea of sectioning off some of the more dirty work of the kitchen. So I do see some kind of nuances to the open concept, but I don't think it's really going away. But I respect your opinion, Jordan. I get why you don't like it. Okay, Pamela in Grody says, standalone soaking tubs are stupid. No ledge for candles, soaps, and they are way too deep. I don't think they're stupid. I do think that aesthetically they are beautiful, and I do get why people really like them. And I'm not a tub person, so I don't really like a bathtub very much. So I'm going to say that I personally do agree with you. I get why they exist, and if you're a bath person, maybe they make a lot of sense. I do think aesthetically they are beautiful, especially in like a really gorgeous sort of luxury primary bathroom. I think they can be really beautiful. They're quite stunning. I mean, I'm gonna show some photos here of some beautiful ones that are amazing. Are they impractical? You know what? You got some good points there. Candles, soaps, you know, maybe you've got a niche that's possibly next to it, or you got one of those little wood sort of boats that sort of sits over top of the soaker tub. I agree with you. There may be a little bit impractical, but you know, as a person who's not a tub person, I don't know if I necessarily can really weigh in. You guys let me know in the comments. Do you agree with that? Because, you know, Pamela doesn't really like them, and I think I kind of agree functionally, but they are still gorgeous. You know what I mean? Okay, La Di Da 89 says marble countertops, no. That's it, marble countertops, no. My heart hurts with this one because aesthetically, kind of like with the tubs, they're beautiful. I love marble. I love marble as a material. I think it's great. I actually did a video way back when where I think I said don't get marble countertops, but I will say my position is a little bit more nuanced because there are different sealers that have come a long way. Tough Skin is one. I've heard about a couple other ones that are out there. I've never used a ton of them, so I can't really speak to it, but I have heard there are some great ways to sort of preserve marble countertops so they can be heat resistant, they will not discolor, they will not stain. You can splash red wine on marble countertops and they will not stain. So I'm intrigued by those things because then I think you can get the functional benefits that you're looking for out of something like a quartz product or porcelain or whatever, which is gonna be that durability, stain resistance, things like that. But I also really love the kind of aesthetics that you're gonna get with the marble. So you kind of maybe perhaps get a little bit of the best of both worlds if you're looking into some of these more kind of newer ways to seal marble. So yes and no. If you're strictly talking aesthetics, hard disagree because they are absolutely gorgeous and fabulous, and I love marble countertops. I love natural materials. That's always going to be my default. Functionally, I will admit, if you are not, don't put up with the maintenance, and you're not gonna spend the money to seal it properly, and you're not gonna do all the work, and you're gonna be disappointed when it inevitably gets some stains and things like that, yeah, you know, then go with a quartz product that sort of resembles marble. There's some beautiful ones that are out out there. Porcelain has come a long way. So I agree and disagree. Okay, Barbara Stedman says, I hate statement hood fans. They all look like they're made for medieval kitchens. I think I know exactly the ones you're talking about, the ones with like a lot of the rivets and stuff that you see. I get what you're talking about a medieval kitchen there, or even sort of the Tuscan kitchen has been morphed over the years, and they do seem to be getting bigger, don't those hood fans? I think, look, in a cool space, I actually kind of like them. I like a big statement hood fan, actually. I'm going to disagree with you. I really do like a statement hood fan when it works in the right space. I just think it's such an opportunity over that range, over the cooktop or whatever, to do something really cool and to play with some really awesome metals. There's some really, really cool ones out there. I'm gonna show some photos here of some beautiful ones that I love. So I'm going to disagree, but I would say that some giant hood fans are obviously ugly, but that's just my own personal taste, and maybe yours too, Barbara. So I'm going to overall though disagree. I love a statement hood fan just when I like them. Do you know what I mean? Like I obviously don't like big ugly ones, if that's what you're leaning towards, then I would agree with that. J.H. Waits 1964 says, I don't think you should paint brick white. Ooh, this is controversial. I hear you. You know, I would say as a general rule, I prefer that if you're going to buy, you know, old things, that you generally sort of keep them old. So if you're gonna buy like antique furniture and then you paint it with like some chippy paint or something, oof, I'm not a fan of that, right? Like either buy brand new if that's what you're looking for, or buy something authentically distressed because it's been around for 70 years or something. That would be sort of my preference. Brick is tough though, because there are a lot of really dated fireplaces, and I get they're dated, and I'm really honestly torn as to what to do here. Normally my default would be don't paint them, let them be. But I also know myself, and I know that if I have a fireplace that's from 1976, I would be tempted to do something with it. So this is where the love of leaving things as they are and let old things be old part of me would agree with you, but then I don't actually really like old things and I'm more of a contemporary design kind of guy says, but how do I make it my own? You know, so I'm really torn on this. I'm a little bit up in the air, and I'm gonna get some flack for that because I know a lot of people are just like, don't paint these fireplaces white. But again, I get you. If you're stuck, like I get it. I get why you'd paint it white, I'm sorry. So I'm a little torn, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, Stephanie Dam says, I love glitter and Christmas decorations. Go for it, you go nuts. I also, like, I mean, so my tree's over here, that's what I'm looking at. I've got a little bit of sparkle on my tree as well. I don't love glitter, well-established fact, but 'tis the season. If ever there's a time when, you know, your house needs a little twinkle, a little brightening up, a little zhuzh, then now is it. So you know what, girl, if you love it, put it in your home. Will I make fun of it? If it's gaudy and ridiculous, then of course I will. But if it's just like classy glitter, if there is such a thing, then I'm super cool with it. But if you invite me over Christmas dinner, I'm gonna say your place is beautiful, no what, and then I'm just gonna judge you behind your back, because that's obviously what I do. But you know, you do you. If you love it, you put it in your house. Rebel Sanctuary says, only white and beige is not interior decorating. The backlash to the all neutral spaces has begun, and I get it, it's polarizing. A lot of people love these like really beige cream white spaces, and then a lot of people really, really love big, bold, colorful spaces. I like both, I'm not gonna lie. Like I think it really just has to reflect your own style, whatever you sort of like. I disagree that it's not interior decorating. I think that's a bit harsh. I think, you know what, if you love white and beige and cream and all neutral, then you go have at it. But I understand the sentiment and the backlash against the all neutral look because I love color too. I think both can be really fun. Both are beautiful spaces. It just has to fit what you want and what do you like. And I'd rather focus on, you know, is it cohesive? Does it have proper space planning? Did you choose interesting materials? You know, do they work together? Like those things are more important to me than necessarily I hate color or I love neutrals. You know what I mean? So I'm going to disagree. I think it is interior decorating, but I understand where you're coming from. Okay, Erica Palmisano, unpopular design opinion, no TV over the fireplace. Oh, the TV over the fireplace. We have discussed this. I don't hate it, but I will say, so I disagree. I would say, stick with me because I know you're mad, you're triggered, I get it. It needs to be the right height, because if it hangs way too high, then that's ridiculous. And that I do not support that, okay? So if you're craning your neck to look up your television, absolutely not. But if you're looking up and it's a reasonable height, I do understand why people do it. Usually it's gonna mean that your fireplace is gonna sit lower than a lot of people's fireplace generally does. A lot of them, you know, if you've got kind of the big square fireplace in the center of the room, hanging it above is probably going to be too high for your television to go. But if you've got kind of a sleek television, you've got something quite low and you wanna put a television above it, I like it because I do think that it does create a nice focal point in the center of the room. So for me, I'm okay with that. I also love places that don't have a TV at all, good for you. I like TV, but you know, you have at it. So I'm willing to get kind of creative with where TVs go. Obviously Erica is not, and she's a firm no TV over the fireplace person, which I get, but personally, I'm okay with it, if done correctly. Okay, Lewis Hambles says, Leopard is a neutral. Lewis, I hear you, I get it. I think that if that's your style, then obviously you just go have at it. I'm going to disagree. I feel like I'm disagreeing a lot with your unpopular design opinion. That's probably why they're unpopular. To me, Leopard is not a neutral. Leopard is a very graphic, bold print. I understand the sentiment though. I'm sure you have interesting, cool style, and I want to go to your place because I do think that if you think Leopard is neutral, I would love to see what you've come up with. I'm just not a big animal print guy. You're not gonna find me with leopard print or zebra print probably in my home. I mean, maybe it has its moments. I love when other people do it. Like, that's the difference, right? It's like, I respect and love when other people get creative with their design and have fun, maybe even with animal print. Just not for me. So I disagree, not a neutral, but I love that for you, Lewis. ARP B14 says, I don't hate popcorn ceilings. Good for you. I do hate popcorn ceilings. Enough said. Okay, P. Coots says, alcohol should never be on display. I feel like I'm being called out. Do I say that there? Yeah. You have a problem with my whiskey? I don't hate it. I know that yours is a popular opinion, I feel like this is an unpopular opinion. I don't hate, like I like a wine rack. I like a wine room. There's a point when it's like your bar cart's just got 47 items on it. It's a little bit like, I think you just got a drinking problem. And that's, listen, no judgment here. Like, but you know, if you've got a lot of alcohol on display, maybe it's a little bit overkill. I don't know. I actually don't think it's really that much of a problem. I think it needs to be displayed in a way that is not like, you know, I wouldn't put 40 beers or something out. I wouldn't put your Pabst Blue Ribbon box sitting in the corner. Like, that's not decor. But I think if you know, display it correctly, and if you know, style it in a way that sort of fits you, especially if it's like really intentional, like something like a bar cart that's not overkill, that, you know, you maybe got a wine fridge, you maybe got, I don't think it's necessarily a problem. So you know what? No, I disagree with that one. I think it's fine. Ish. Within reason. Everything's within reason. Okay, Al Policastro says, Scandinavian design is cold and boring. I think it's a timeless design style. I love Scandinavian design. I think that it is really, truly timeless. I do get it though, because like classic Scandi, and again, like this isn't like how if you go to Stockholm, everybody's house is gonna look like Scandinavian. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I think that the classic Scandi, of course, is gonna be a lot of white to reflect a lot of the light that comes back from the limited amount of light that you get in the winter months in the Scandinavian countries. You're gonna get like blonde, warm wood floors that, you know, are typical for the style. You're gonna get very simple, sort of modern furniture pieces. I can understand, especially because it's so been done, like it's so overdone. A lot of people really love the Scandinavian style and it's been so popular for so many years. I get why it would read as really boring. I also get that the white, especially if it's like got a little bit of a bluey undertone or it's kind of got a blue cast, that it can also feel really cold because, you know, white can be a cooler toned neutral. So I do get overall why it could seem as cold and boring, because you're dealing with an absence of color in a way. You're not dealing with a ton of sort of ornamentation and detailing in a lot of the furniture, and you're using sort of an over-reliance on sort of white and wood and black and gray. And I understand why that would be boring. I do think though that you can do Scandinavian to make it warmer, to make it more interesting by sort of choosing warmer whites, by choosing lots of wood to be able to really sort of warm up that space, and texture, to go like really hard on texture. So different things like, you know, fur and cotton and linen and, you know, all these different things that you can sort of do, real or fake fur, depending on your preference, of course. All those things you can really do to really amp up the texture to make it look a little bit more interesting. And also, there's no hard and fast rule that you can't have any color. I think a lot of modern Scandinavian design is really incorporating a lot more pastels. So a lot of like pale pinks and pale blues and greens and yellows. And so it doesn't have to be so stale and boring as like white, black, gray, you're done. So I don't agree that it's cold and boring. Personally, I actually really love Scandinavian design, but I totally see the perspective. Okay, Marta Denise says, no one needs a nugget ice machine. You don't know who I am. You don't know me. Like, maybe I entertain a lot. Maybe I love a cocktail in the poolside. You know, you don't know. I feel like a lot of people are putting these nugget night machines. Are these really popular right now? Is this like a thing? Is people just buying all these things? I feel like I've seen a lot of people on TikTok that have like 40 different types of ice. And I'm like, I don't know if you really need that much ice. There are people that might need a nugget ice machine, but it's clearly a matter of excess. No one needs a nugget ice machine. It's clearly a want. So I would agree that no one needs one, but I can get why it's kind of fun. So, you know, I'm a sucker for a small appliance. Honestly, I have an Instant Pot, I have an air fryer, like I have a Nova sous vide, like you name it, like I've bought it. So this is totally something that I would just get because I'm a sucker for those small specialty appliances that I use like 3 times a year. So I could see me falling for this hard. So I'm going to say, I agree, no one needs one, but it can be fun. Because, you know, like I like mojitos, so, you know. What's it to you, Marta? Okay, and then we've got the Pink Explorer who says, brass fixtures are over. That's it, you guys. Like, I disagree with it. No, brass fixtures are not over. I love brass. You can pry my brass drawer pulls from my cold dead hands because I just love brass. I've said before, metals, people need to calm down with the like metal trends. Yes, you'll notice sometimes I say like some metals are in, some metals are out, like brushed nickel and ORB are like less popular and matte black is like more in, whatever. But will it be in forever? Like I get it, but it's just like, let's not overthink. Metals are metals. Like we all need to calm down on how trendy the metals are. I don't think brass fixtures are over. People have been saying brass is over for a good decade now. Like people have hated on the brushed gold for years and it is still everywhere. It is still popular. I think that black, brushed metal, chrome, I think these, you know, you got a cooler tone metal, black is essentially acting a little bit more as a neutral. And then you've got stainless, which, you know, people have been saying that stainless is going away for years, but so many of the appliances are stainless and it sort of reads a little bit as a neutral at this point because honestly, like everybody has stainless steel appliances, it feels like. So I don't know, I think people overreact on the metal trends and they just need to calm down. So no, I do not agree. I think brass fixtures are awesome. They are here to stay, especially if they develop a gorgeous patina and they, you know, wear in a little bit and they have that just really antique-y look. I love that as well. So no, brass fixtures are here to stay. I'm calling it. I love them. Sorry, no. And you know what? My new home, they're gonna have brass fixtures, so I don't care if they're over because I'm putting them in because I love them and I have for years and I think I always will. I mean, famous last words, but I think I always will. So that's it for today, you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Happy holidays, by the way. I hope you are having a wonderful holiday season. So if you also enjoyed this video, I'm gonna link here to my unpopular design opinions. I think I have a playlist on it, so you can go check out many of the videos that I have done so you can see my own unpopular design opinions. So thank you all for sending in all of your opinions and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.